Yo guys, what is good? It's Cameron from Deck Builders here, and today we're bringing you a Danger Dark World deck. Now this deck is super easy to play, okay? Pretty much you just need to read all the cards once or twice and you will have this deck down. I promise you, it's that simple. It's a very easy deck to learn. Pretty much you just abuse the effect of the danger monsters, and then by using the danger monsters you end up discarding a bunch of Dark World cards. Then with the Dark World cards discarded, you get to use their effects, summon them onto the field, and then all of a sudden you've got 6 monsters on your board at once. This deck obviously has a lot of draw power, with being Dark World being able to draw a lot of cards, discarding a lot of cards, and Danger being a deck where you draw a lot of cards and discard a lot of cards. So these two engines just work hand in hand. They're literally perfect for each other. But before we get into the deck list, you guys can comment down below Danger Dark World, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications for a new deck list every week, and let's get right into it.
Okay, so to start off, we're running 3 copies of Danger Bigfoot. Now this card's an absolute beast. You can reveal this card in your hands. Your opponent randomly chooses 1 card from your entire hand. Then you discard the choosing card. Then if you discard this card and this card was not Danger Bigfoot, special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, draw 1 card. So all the danger monsters have this effect where you can discard 1 card from your hand, and if it's not that card, special summon it, and if you do, draw 1 card. But then if this card is discarded from the field, you can select 1 face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. This card's just an obvious beast with 3000 attack, 0 defense, but it doesn't really matter. It's got 3000 attack. Next, we're running 3 copies of Danger Thunderbird. Now this obviously has the normal danger effect where you can discard 1 card, and if it's not this card, special summon it if you do draw 1 card. But if this card is discarded, you can target 1 set card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn. So this includes all face down monsters and spells and traps. You can get rid of spells and traps with this card really easily. Now we're running 3 copies of Danger Mothman. Now when this card is discarded from your hand, both players draw 1 card, then both players discard 1 card. This is obviously really good in Dark World when you're trying to discard as many cards as possible. Then 2 copies and Danger Chewbacca. Now this card, when this card is discarded, you can target 1 danger monster in your graveyard, special summon it. This is really good when you use trade in or into the void and you have to get rid of Danger Bigfoot, or Danger Bigfoot is targeted or whatever, you get to destroy 1 card, and then you can just bring it back with Chewbacca if it's discarded. Now running 1 copy of Jackalope, recently limited to 1. If this card is discarded, you can special summon 1 danger monster from your deck in defense position, except for Danger Jackalope. That's just overpowered. Now another card that was recently limited to 1, we're running 1 copy of Danger Tukano. Sorry, I can't say that. If this card is discarded from your hand, you can special summon this card anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's discarded. Even if you do discard it, then you just don't get to draw 1 card, but you still get to special summon it. Then obviously 1 copy of Danger Nessie. If this card is discarded, then you can choose 1 danger monster from your deck and add it to your hand. Then we're running 1 copy of Danger Dogman. If this card is discarded, you can have all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls lose 1000 attack until the end of this turn. This is a pretty good effect, but really we just use it as a 2400 attack beater. Again, the effect is good, but it's nothing crazy. Next, we got 1 copy of Danger OGOPOGO. Again, I don't know how to say that. If this card is discarded, you can send 1 danger card from your deck to the graveyard, except Danger OGOPOGO. Again, this is not really a crazy effect, but it's our 3000 defense monster if you need something to special summon in defense. Now with all these danger cards, they're so overpowered because it allows you to discard 1 card, which in this deck can lead to a lot of special summons and other effects activating, as well as you can get the special summon and a free +1, so what's not good about that? Now going into our Dark World engine, we're running 3 copies of GRAPHA, Dragon Lord of the Dark World. Now this card is an absolute beast. It allows you to do so many things. You can special summon this card from your graveyard by returning 1 Dark World monster you control to the hand. So that means you don't have to get rid of your Dark World monster, instead it goes back to the hand so you can use it again. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Then if this card was discarded from your hand to the graveyard by opponent's effect, look at 1 random card in your opponent's hand. Then if it was a monster, you can special summon it to your side of the field. That is such an insanely overpowered card. So pretty much it's a 2700 attack card that continuously can be resummoned. You can get rid of one of your opponent's cards when it's discarded. And when your field spell is on the field, it's a 3000 attack beater that can be resummoned every time it's destroyed easily. Next, we're running 3 copies of LUCENT, NETHERLORD of the Dark World. This is another really good beater. Again, with your field spell, it ends up with 2700 attack. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, special summon this card from the graveyard. Then if it was discarded from your hand to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 feed monster from your deck to either side of the field. So again, this card's just really easy to summon if it's discarded. Again, it goes really well with the danger monsters. So next, we're running 3 copies of UNLIGHT of the Dark World. Now, if this card is discarded to your graveyard by a card effect, you can add 1 Dark World card from your deck to your hand. And if it was discarded by an opponent's card effect, then you can target one of their cards in their graveyard and special summon that target in face-up defense position. Now we're running 3 copies of BEIIGE, Vanguard of the Dark World. Now if this card is discarded, you can special summon it from your graveyard. It's also just an easy level 4 card to summon. So if you've got this card, this is the best target for GRAPHA, Dragon Lord of the Dark World, because it's so easy to summon. You add it back to your hand, you discard it again, you special summon it, and then you can use GRAPHA to send it back to the hand. It's just such an overpowered combo. Then we're running 1 copy of SILLVA, Warlord of the Dark World. Now if this card is discarded to your graveyard by a card effect, special summon it from the graveyard. Then if this card was discarded from your hand by an opponent's card effect, your opponent returns exactly 2 cards from their hand to the bottom of their deck in any order. So that's really good if you can get the -2 cards in your opponent's hand. Then we're running 2 copies of FIEND. If this card is on the field, then neither player can special summon monsters. This is really good if you've got it in your hands, you don't manage to hit it or whatever. It's also a Fiend type monster, so it goes really well in the deck. But anyway, if you're able to keep it in your hands, special summon it at the end of your turn. Generally, you have a few 3000 attack, really high attack monsters, and your opponent won't be able to special summon, so it'll pretty much be a GG. And if you have your field spell on at the same time, your opponent can't special summon monsters, and you'll have a card with 2700 attack on the field, so that's pretty good if you ask me. Next, we're onto our spells. So we're running 3 copies of Dark World Dealings. Now, this is one of the most useful cards in the deck. Each player draws 1 card, then each player discards 1 card. Now, obviously, this is a pretty simple effect, but with the way that the card effects work for all the Dark World monsters and even the danger monsters, this is a really good card. Next, we're running 2 copies of our field spell, the Gates of the Dark World. All fiend monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can banish 1 feed monster from your graveyard, discard 1 feed monster, then draw 1 card. This is a really good effect considering you get to discard 1 card and draw 1 card. It's pretty much a Dark World dealing every turn, except you have to banish 1 card, but also all your fiend monsters gain 300 attack, so a lot of your cards become a lot more powerful. Next, we obviously got UPSTART Goblin. It pretty much means you're running a 39 card deck. Your opponent, you can draw 1 card and then your opponent gains 1000 life points. Next, we're running the absolute trump card. This card is a freak in this deck. It's 1 copy of Card Destruction. Now, this card you can discard your entire hand, or both players discard their entire hand, sorry, and then you draw the same number of cards they discard. If you get this card first turn, you will win 99% of the time, because when you consider how many discard effects this deck has, you activate all of them and then you get a new hand. A lot of the time you can end up with 3-4 cards on the field, destroy your entire opponent's board, and you just got a new set of 5 cards. Next, we're running 1 copy of Card Destruction, another good draw card. Also, if you have any cards in your hand at the end of the turn, you get to discard them and activate their effects anyway. Last but not least, we're running 1 copy of Trade-In. So that means the whole deck consists of 31 monsters, 9 spells, and 0 trap cards. Again, this is a really good deck. Now for this deck, I'm not going to add an extra deck to the list, simply because really, if you're going to run this deck in real life, or even online, I would just run your favorite link monsters, whatever you have. There's no real link monsters that work really good, other than like the situational link monsters like Nightmare, and then obviously all the boss monsters like Boros Lord Dragon and Bora Lord Dragon, all of those kind of cards. Link Spider and Link Karibo aren't bad options either for other reasons, like if just whatever you want to do. But yeah, as I said, there's no real reason to run that big of an extra deck.
So that's it for the Danger Dark World deck. If you guys enjoyed the deck list, as I said, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below Danger Dark World. That's all I've got to say. If you've got any improvements you would make to their deck, leave them down below as well. And I'm out. See ya.